is the Fox 5 News Block.
We start with breaking news. A suspect has been arrested and charged in connection with a deadly hit and run in Sunset Park, Brooklyn. We're going to have a live report from the scene. And President Trump in Texas touring the devastation from those deadly floods. Good afternoon. Thanks for being with us. I'm Steve Lacey. Welcome to the News Block. Let's start by taking a live look outside. The weekend's almost here. And of course, the question now is, will the weather cooperate? Let's check in with meteorologist Liv Johnson for the answer. Liv.
Steve, it kind of cooperates. I mean, we have a pretty decent day ahead of us. It's 81 degrees in New York City, a bit more pleasant if you're in some of our coastal areas like Long Island, down the shore of New Jersey. It's 79. We have 84 for Hartford, 87 for the Hudson Valley, 83 for Newark right now. But it does feel a little warmer than that because it is humid. So most of us feel like mid to upper 80s. Even a lot of us feel like we're in the 90s, but still a little bit more pleasant for our coastal areas. But look at Hartford and Poughkeepsie, both feel like 91. We have White Plains feeling like 90. And that's because those dew point temperatures are in the mid to upper 60s, which is the uncomfortable zone. Even more humid down the shore, 73 for the dew point temperature and 71 for White Plains. I wish we could say we were getting some relief from those strong humidity in the next couple of days, but really for your whole weekend, we're looking at dew point temperatures in the upper 60s and low 70s, so it's going to be a pretty sticky few days ahead of us. Not much in the way of winds either, about 5 to 15 miles per hour, so not too much relief, but there's a little bit here and there. For the rest of your afternoon, I think we're going to be dry. On our futurecast, you do see a couple little showers that pop up, or really I should say sprinkles, but I think Friday is going to be dry. Saturday is a different story, though. First half of the day is dry. See a mix of cloud and sun. It's going to be hot and humid again. But then we see showers pop up in the afternoon. Most of it's a little bit north of the city, so Poughkeepsie, Hartford, a couple showers and a few spot thunderstorms. Eventually, it will make its way down to us. It's going to be kind of like the past few days where it's just a couple pop-up showers here and there. Steve?
Very well. All right, thanks, Liv. Now to breaking news out of Brooklyn. A suspect has been arrested and charged in a hit and run that left 2 men dead in Sunset Park, Brooklyn. Fox 5's Linda Schmidt exclusively obtained video of the horrific hit and run and is live now in Sunset Park with the latest. Linda.
Yeah, good afternoon to you there, Steve. And this video is disturbing. We're going to show that to you, though, in just a moment. But first, the NYPD. This happened at 20 after 4 this morning, this deadly hit and run. In less than 7 hours, police have a suspect in custody, and he is 23 years old. He has been identified as Juventino Anastasio Florentino, and he is from Staten Island. Again, under arrest, in custody. And from the surveillance video, you are about to see this, you will see he was flying, and I mean flying, up 3rd Avenue. Now go ahead, take a look at the video, and you can see where the 2 men, the 2 victims, 59 and 80 years old, they were walking on the sidewalk, and then they started to cross the street at 3rd Avenue and 52nd Street in Sunset Park, Brooklyn, when that dark BMW plowed right into these 2 men, sending them flying. Now, as I said, the video was very disturbing, so we paused the video before the impact because it really it takes your breath away when you see this video play out, and that's what we had an opportunity to do earlier today. Now, I spoke with a state senator who represents this area, and what he was telling me is that the 2 victims both live in his district. One lives nearby here in Sunset Park, another lives in Bedford-Stuyvesant. So he is very angry because of the way these hit and runs traditionally get handled. Here's what he had to tell me earlier today.
I remember when Mayor de Blasio implemented this Vision Zero program. You know, to me, as a retired cop, it's more like zero vision because it's not working. We have to punish the drivers that are reckless, the hit-and-run drivers. Nobody ever goes to jail. We need to send people to jail. We need to stop this nonsense. A lot of cars out here are not insured. Everybody's talking about defund the police. We have to let the cops be the cops. Let them stop the cars. Let them do their car stops. Let them do their investigations.
And these are pictures taken from another surveillance video of this fatal hit and run, again killing a 59-year-old man and an 80-year-old man as they were walking across the sidewalk at 52nd Street and 3rd Avenue. The BMW, you can clearly see it is a very dark BMW. Now a 23-year-old from Staten Island under arrest, charged with 2 counts of manslaughter, 2 counts of criminally negligent homicide, speeding and blowing through a red light. Back inside to you, Steve.
Tough to watch. All right. Thanks, Linda. We appreciate it. And developing right now, a judge is pausing the firing of 31 NYPD rookie officers. That news comes as the department says an internal investigation found 31 recruits lied on their exams and applications about their criminal history, illegal drug use, prior arrests, and employment history. The judge's ruling allows the rookies to remain on administrative leave as the legal process plays out. The NYPD says the investigation revealed the recruits received notices of disqualification during their application process, yet they were still brought on board. The union representing officers released a statement saying in part, quote, "These police officers did nothing wrong. It's not their fault that their hiring was tainted by a rogue inspector and arbitrary process. In many cases, they were initially disqualified for minor issues and may have been hired on appeal if given the opportunity to do so." The State Department firing more than 1,300 employees today. This is in line with President Trump's reorganization plan that went into effect earlier this year. The department is sending layoff notices to more than 1,100 civil servants and nearly 250 foreign service officers with domestic assignments in the U.S. According to an internal notice obtained by the AP, impacted foreign service officers will be placed immediately on administrative leave for 120 days, after which they will formally lose their jobs. For most affected civil servants, the separation period is 60 days. And developing now, President Trump and First Lady are in Texas. The commander-in-chief arriving in San Antonio to survey the damage after the deadly 4th of July flooding. He's receiving a briefing at the Emergency Operations Center and meeting with victims' families and first responders. The president also expected to do an aerial tour of some of the hardest hit areas.
The president brings with him the wishes of the nation, the sadness that comes with it.
And those floods have so far killed at least 120 people. And President Trump says he's raising taxes on imported goods from Canada to 35%. He made that announcement in a letter to Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney. That hike is an aggressive increase to the top 25% tariff rates Trump first imposed in March. Trump has expressed frustration with a trade deficit with Canada that largely reflects oil purchased by America. Those higher rates would go into effect August 1st. Pro-Palestinian activist Mahmoud Khalil suing the Trump administration for $20 million for false imprisonment. He claims he was maliciously prosecuted and smeared as an anti-Semite as part of an effort to terrorize him and his family. It comes as the deportation case against the 30-year-old Columbia University grad student makes its way through the immigration court system. Khalil says his goal is to send a message that he will not be intimidated into silence. The activist also said he would accept an official apology in lieu of payment, but he's not holding his breath. A new New York City law that went into effect last month making landlords responsible for brokerage fees has not hurt the rental market. That's according to Street Easy, despite fears that rents would skyrocket under the FAIR Act, as it's known. Markets remain stable. Numbers show 1.7% of all rentals have raised rents by more than 10%, and only 1.8% of landlords raised rents by 5 to 10%. Well, an emotional moment on Long Island as the recipient of a kidney transplant comes face to face with the woman who saved his life. Fox 5's Jessica Formoso was there as the two met for the very first time.
It's a hug between two strangers, but one of enormous gratitude and compassion.
I can't thank Anne-Marie enough for giving me a second chance. She's a true angel.
Scott Scannell of Nesconset coming face to face for the first time with his kidney donor, Anne-Marie Hassett.
I don't know how much longer I could have gone on with dialysis. My angel came at the right time because I was giving up.
He says he was in a dark place. The 61-year-old diagnosed 10 years ago with polycystic kidney disease, placed on the transplant list.
There are currently over 100,000 people on the national waiting list for various organs. 90% of those patients are waiting for kidney transplants. There are 17 people who die every day waiting for an organ transplant.
Doctors ruling out his children as potential donors because they too tested positive for the same disease. Scott's family wasn't going to let him become a statistic. Seeing what their father was going through, dialysis 3 days a week, 4 hours a day, they decided to go public with his battle, posting this post on social media telling his story, a story that ultimately ended in the inbox of Anne Marie.
I read their story that their kids could not donate for medical reasons. That touched me even more.
The 56-year-old firefighter, wife, mother, and grandmother says she didn't hesitate giving the gift of life to a complete stranger.
I have an amazing life. I have a full life. I felt like I had to do something. I'm just doing my good deed. I'm a child of God, and one of the things is to love your neighbor.
Both surgeries were performed at Stony Brook University Hospital.
Since the procedure, he has not needed to go on dialysis at all. His labs are normal, and he looks and feels great.
Getting a second chance at life.
Now I couldn't be happier. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. You're a special person.
These families have a special bond that they say is forever. In October, Scott and Anne Marie will be running to raise awareness for organ donation in the Give Life NY 5K. At Stony Brook Hospital, I'm Jessica Formoso, Fox 5 News.
Lovely story there. And let's get a last check of the forecast from Liv Johnson. Bright sunlight right now, Liv.
Yeah, lots of sunshine. It should stick around for the next few hours or so. We have some more clouds roll through later tonight, but the rest of your afternoon just hot and pretty humid, but again, a decent amount of sunshine too. I think we're going to be clear in terms of shower chances. You see a little bit to the north, maybe, but I think the tri-state is going to stay dry this evening, still nice and warm by 10 p.m. Tomorrow, a bit more cloud cover for the first half of your day. We wake up with temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. It's going to be very similar temperature-wise. Another day in the mid to upper 80s, feeling a little bit more humid as well. Showers start to roll in mid-afternoon. It starts up north, so Hartford, Poughkeepsie, Lower Hudson Valley gets the rain and a couple pop-up thunderstorms at first. Then it kind of makes its way down south, so we should expect a couple showers. Not a total washout, nothing that's going to be a huge day ruiner, and by late tomorrow, we'll clear up again. Temperatures will be in the 70s. Then Sunday, I think, will be dry as well. Then it gets really hot mid-next week, back into the 90s by Tuesday. Steve?
Good deal. All right, thanks, Liv. Well, Superman flying onto the big screen today. In this iteration of the comic book classic, audiences will get to go deeper into the Man of Steel's mind. Superman, played by David Corenswet, must confront what it means to seek justice in a cynical world, while the infamous Lex Luthor questions his true intentions. And we get to see a new perspective on Superman's relationship with Lois Lane as well. All right, that's your news block for now. I'm Steve Lacey. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here tonight for the 5 o'clock news on Fox 5 and right here on Fox Local for all the day's news as it develops. We'll see you back here tomorrow.